Hey Ella, it's Jack with Onboard Landscaping here to go over the design. First and foremost, there would be a considerable amount of prep work done. We would be removing all of the retaining walls encapsulating the current existing gardens and doing a considerable amount of grading work. Now through that grading work, we're going to be going and getting down to some pretty probably clay-ridden soil. So most of the garden beds, especially in this interior area here and anywhere where the garden beds are, heavily retained, we are going to have to, bring down below grade, put in new composted / blended topsoil to make sure that these plants can be healthy into the future. Another thing to consider, it's very important to put in new soil because, like I said, we want these plants to be healthy, and we also do insure our plants for 4 months. So we like to put our money where our mouth is. I would suggest doing this planting later into the fall or in this fall, maybe October, early or late October would be ideal. And if we do the planting in later October, we would ensure those plants starting in March of next year. Now, that being said, I think this is a really great design. I think if you're going to do it right, and you'll be thankful that you did later on. So to get into the design, you've got the land and stone garden edging here. This would be excavated, compacted gravel base, mortar footing. You would tamp each stone into the mortar, make cuts on both ends of the stone, so you've got a nice seamless and nice contours, very visually appealing. This area here is isolated from the rest of the garden bed because this would be a ground cover. You have some ground cover over here currently, but one thing is that you have to continually prune it. So I figured I like the ground cover idea, but if you can contain it, then it becomes a no maintenance area. You don't have to touch it. I mean, maybe when you're doing a fall cleanup, maybe you have to cut it down once in a while, but yeah, basically a zero maintenance area. And yeah, this goes all the way down and to the end of the house over there. To get into the plants, you've got a couple decorative stone boulders here to add some depth and contrast. To get into the plants, first here you've got an edging plant or a smaller compact perennial plant. This is called Dianthus, cheddar pink Dianthus. These are 3 English lavenders, 3 sedums. There's a sedum kind of theme going into this walkway here. So you've got your regular Karl Forster sedum, you've got 3 Dazzleberry sedums, and then you've got 1, 2, 3 Dragon's Blood sedums. Oh, I apologize. These 3 are stone crops, and so are these 3. These are the sedums right here. 1, 2, 3. You've got 3 Blazing Stars also over here. 3 Green Gem Boxwoods. 3 Bobo hydrangeas. They stay nice and small. And everything you see here is what the garden will look like at full growth. So these 2 trees. This is a dwarf Miss Kim lilac tree. Stays nice and small. This is a Koto no Ito Japanese maple. Super cool tree. Through all the seasons, it starts off green, and then in the fall it turns yellow, and then red, and then orange. It's a really, really cool tree. And it's actually $914 retail price, but through one of my nurseries that I'm contracted with, I can get this tree for $300. So it's a pretty awesome thing to get the price tag on it and see it say, 900. I think it's actually maybe $970, and have that such a quality tree. I mean, people grow these Koto no Ito Japanese maples to full maturity and sell them for like $20,000. So it's a pretty cool tree to have planted in your yard. Right here, we've got some ornamental grasses. I like putting these like towards the end of a walkway or an entrance to a door because it adds a nice, as you come, you start here with these tiny little dianthus and everything gets larger and larger. And then eventually you're coming into the grasses and it adds a nice depth coming into the house. These 3 are the transplanted peonies that we'd be salvaging. Over here you've got the clematis on the trellis. We can do 2. We can do 1 side by side. But I just figured 1 would be less cluttered for the design that I'm proposing. And then over on the side, we've got some all gold Japanese forest grass, 5 Dazzleberry sedums, or these are not Dazzleberry sedums, I apologize. These are coral bells. Coral bells obsidian coral bells here and here, and then these are transplanted ferns. I know that you wanted to transplant there is another lilac bush that you had, so maybe if you don't really like the idea of having this tree here, we can put the lilac bush here. I think that would be a great point of interest. So that's what I've got for you. Let me know what you think. Thanks.